Hey guys, welcome to Rolling Homestead, and today I'm going to talk about how you can make your vegetables grow like these. So stick around. Alright guys, thanks for coming back. So today I'm going to show you what we do on the homestead here to make vegetables grow like this. And the first step to that whole process is the compost. And this compost is about 1 year old, and all this is chicken poo and wood chips. And what we do is we throw cardboard down on the bottom, and then we're just going to level this off. Now I'm doing this because the weather guys are saying, if they're right or not, that for the next couple days we're supposed to get rain. So I want to get all these beds set up with this cardboard underneath there, and then the compost it, and then the rains will soak in and actually make them nice and moist, and it's going to grow our soil. And that's kind of what we're looking for, is because the microorganisms grow in there, and the worms. I'm trying to find some worms that we got out of the compost pile this year that were in here. They all boogied away quick. Oh, here's one. So these are the worms that we're finding in here. Just big, gigantic worms. Big old nighties in there. We gotta hurry up too, the chickens are out. But these night crawlers like this is what's creating this compost breakdown so quickly. So what I do is I just try to get this cardboard in here, and the cardboard we just save our boxes throughout the year. Last year we didn't have a whole lot, so this year got a lot more. 20 some chickens has really helped out with building the compost, and we have to go and clean out the chicken run also, so that'll be our next year's, or hopefully in the fall. This year I'll be able to get it in the fall, and I'll cut off this excess stuff later. So you have this nice organic material. And that is exactly what you want. You got sticks in here, they're breaking up real nice and easy. They're decomposing in here, and that's breaking up and getting the nutrients in the ground for our soil. Now, what if you don't have the chickens and the stuff to do that? You can go to any place now that there's a lot of different areas that you can go to, and you can get compost. It's going to be a little bit more expensive doing it that way, but you're able to do that. And by building up your soil like this, you can have less plants with more produce coming off of those plants. So it's a win-win situation. So if you're in an area that is a small area where you don't have a whole lot of ground that you can put stuff in, this is a really good way to get your plants to be able to get really nice and big and give you a lot of produce. And all these wood chips are just, if you look at that, they're just decomposing, they're breaking down. Just beautiful, beautiful soil. And another reason why I put the cardboard in there is because we're having issues with, let me find some here, quackgrass. And quackgrass, their roots go out throughout all over, and they're just a pain in the butt to try to get rid of. What's nice about the cardboard is because it takes a little bit for it to break down, it actually kills them out so they can't get the greens through the top, like this, right there. And that'll allow them to die off. And that, what does that do? Well, that breaks down and creates compost. So it's a win-win situation. The cardboard is really nice. We save our boxes throughout the winter time so that I can put them down. I do pull all the tape off. I try to make sure that I don't get a whole lot of ones with ink on them, any kind of stickers, so it's all just material. But it's a really good way for you to, what's nice about this is if you look at it, you know, right now it's underneath the cardboard, but this is going to be some really nice soil. It's going to build up the boxes. It's going to be really high in the minerals that it needs to actually get our vegetables the way we want them. And that's how you got this squash and these peppers. That's all off of this compost that we had from last year. So really, it is a win-win situation. And if you're looking in a small environment, these hoop houses are really nice because this allows us to, if it does get into cold temperatures, we can actually put the plastic on the hoop houses here and keep them nice and warm, and gives us another, you know, maybe a month or so earlier of planting to get the plants really nice time to grow. The problem with the hoop houses that I found out is that you can cook your plants. You have to be watching them really close because of the plastic on there. They get hot real quick and you can scorch your plants. So you really got to be paying attention to the temperatures outside. Open them up or something like that if you're going to use them. But it's a good way to allow yourself to get some plants in the dirt a lot sooner. Especially now, this is we're looking at May 4th already. Usually we've got onions and a bunch of other stuff already. All our root vegetables are in the ground already, and we haven't even started yet because of the weather. So we're going to have a busy time trying to get everything in that we need to get in, and so we can have a good year this year. And the reason for that I'm saying that, guys, is that on the local weather stations and stuff like that, they're naming off the five different states in the U.S. that are actually running into problems because the crops aren't in the ground. So if the crops aren't in the ground, our prices at the store goes up. It means you're going to go to the store, it's going to cost you a lot more to get that vegetable than it would if it was normal. This is a good way for you to grow your own food, you become sustainable, and you have the nutrients that you need. We're not doing hydroponics and stuff like that, so all the nutrients that's in the ground in this compost is actually going to be put into that vegetable and that we consume, which also is a big healthy thing for us. So I got a lot more boxes to do, but I just wanted to show you guys some of the steps that we go into this to get our compost the way it is. And you know, you guys can do the same thing. If you got a small chicken coop and you've got some backyard chickens, you know, save that stuff. Don't throw it away. Put it in the compost bins. It does break down rather quickly. Lawn scraps, all of our garden scraps go into the piles. So you can see right here the cardboard isn't that far down. Here's some more, you know, wood chips, bark. Yeah, here's a wormy. Big old little leaf wormy. And them guys are helpful too because they actually aerate the soil. They, you know, by them digging and chewing through it and pooping it back out, that really makes nice moist soil and loose soil. So it's a win-win situation. All our scraps that we do, if we don't burn it and you put the ash back down, that's how we do some of our stuff. We use all our stuff from the wood stoves throughout the winter. We put that in the chicken coops so that they can dust themselves to keep the mites and stuff out. It all goes back into the garden, and that's why I'm saying it's a really simple way of doing things, and you get some really good benefits out of it. So if you have that opportunity, I mean, we also do have a wood chipper, so we chip our own chunks that are around here. That does help out too. But try stuff out. If you don't have that kind of stuff around you, and you're able to do that, go to your local recycle facility, and I'm sure they have lots of compost. We've got 35 miles from here is a recycle facility, and they've got just a huge pile of nice compost. Problem that I see is I don't know what's in there, and I know what's in this compost. So That's one of the big things why I wait and just allow my compost to build up, and that way I can put back on here. And then once I get these boxes built up the way I want them, you're just going to put a light layer. It's not going to be as thick as this is. You know, this is probably 4 inches thick before I get to the cardboard, and I put some in here last year too. So once I get this built up the way that I want it, then it's just going to be refreshing it every year, and it's not going to be such a big deal, which is going to be really nice. But right now everything around here is looking really messy because it's, you know, the first actual day that we get to get out here and do some stuff. And I've got the apple trees that are pruned, and so the little branches that I have over there, we'll chip them up. And then this is my chips that I use, and this is all just like you see them branches and piles. And this is from last year, and it's starting to break down. So next year, you know, I got to chip all this stuff up, but this will all be broken down enough where I can put that into my boxes. And if you ask, why do I do that? For number one, is a breakdown process of this is good nutrients for the ground. Right now, it's going to be really high because it's in a breakdown process. So I don't want to put that in there. But as this breaks down, it's going to make two things. Number one, if we have a year that is really drought season, this will allow to keep the moisture in the soil, so I won't have to water as much, which is another good thing. Number two is as this slowly breaks down like this, it's putting nutrients back in the ground. Another really good thing. So if you can keep your yard waste or whatever else, put it in a pile, let it break down. Leaf mold, leaves from trees, another really good one. All those things are awesome for plants, and that'll help that process along very quickly. And Berkeley University did a test, and what they did is they took some limbs, some branches, stuff like this, and they made a hot compost pile. And we tried it out last year. So here, look at this. Quackgrass, you know, and it's over here in the pile, and it's still alive. This is the stuff that we're trying to get rid of, because this will just go right through the areas and just choke out your plants. Chickens are over there already digging around. So look at this. Look at them coming running. They're finding the worms. So by us breaking this down like that, this is a really good way to do things. And like I was saying though, Berkeley put branches throughout their compost pile. They lay branches down, they put compost down in their organic material, and they put more branches down in compost pile. And it's called hot compost. And they managed to get what I got over there in about 2.5 to 3 weeks. So the thing that I've noticed though is that if you're doing the hot compost piles, you're gonna kill all the microorganisms that actually build and promote soil. So it's not something that I want to do. I gotta get these guys out of here before they kick out all my compost. Look at them. Come on, guys. Hey, come on. Yeah. You just jump from one to the other. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go play somewhere else. Come on, mischievous. Alright, so problem with the chickens, they're good for rooting stuff up, but they're just gonna spray all that stuff all over the lawn. So let's go see how this all starts. Okay, guys, so we're in a chicken house, and this is where everything starts. And right now we got a problem because The rats are in here also. But as you can see, throughout the winter time, we load it up with sawdust, we load it up with the chickens. Chickens produce more waste on their roosts than any time else, so it's a really good way for us to do that. Some of them are molting too. You're looking pretty rough there, girl. Yeah, we got one in here sitting on her eggs. So it all starts here throughout the winter time. We just keep adding sawdust to it, and it's called deep mulch method. And what I'll do this year now is, here today and tomorrow, I'm going to clean this all out, and I'm going to go and I'm going to stick it in the compost bins, water it down, and get the cooking process started. It has broken down somewhat in here, but it's not at the point where we want this. Right now, this is going to be really rich in nitrogen. Remember, chicken poo is really high in nitrogen, and good for the soil, but it has to be at that point where it's healthy for the plant. Otherwise, it's just going to burn it and kill it. So this is where it all starts. Then we clean this out and we go into the compost bins, and we load that up, and we'll soak it down, and we'll start the process. So we'll go take a look at that. So right here we have this one cleaned out, and we got last year's squash that molded out, so we'll keep that in here. But this is pretty much, there's so ice down underneath here, guys. So I'll break this up. Good organic soil. So this is last year's compost, and as you can see, it's not short of worms if the chickens don't get at them. So this pile here is what we're going to be using for the gardens and stuff this year. Really nice and fresh compost off the property. So if you look at this here, look at the size of these worms that are in here. You know, big healthy worms like that, they're just all over. And that's what I'm looking for, because that tells me my compost pile is done. It smells like dirt. It doesn't smell like pneumonia coming off the chicken poo. So we'll put these guys back in here. And so all of this will actually be going out through the gardens and the rest of the raised boxes. And this is another thing, just like I said before, this is going to help you grow that material that you're looking for. You're looking for them the high plant production. You want less plants, more production. This is the way that you're going to get that. So the next pile over here is from last fall. And this pile here is all of the waste that came out of the gardens. You know, these are actually your plants. These are the pepper plants. This is how big they were last year. So that's what's here. So what we're going to do is all of that chicken waste that we had, I'm going to take these over there, and I will put these and layer them in there to get that oxygen into that compost pile, and that's going to allow me to actually get something going a lot quicker, and it'll help these break down and be usable, because right now they're not. By next fall, or by this fall, that stuff will be ready to put out into the garden hopefully, and we'll be able to let the cardboard and stuff sit, and we'll be growing a lot better fruits and vegetables. But what I wanted to show you guys is a cardboard trick. Alright, everywhere else on here, if you look, you see there's grass. You see that one spot way in the back corner there? That's the cardboard. So it killed off all of the grass that was in that area. This allows me not to rototill and break up the soil, because all I'm doing is breaking up the microorganisms. So that patch back there is what cardboard will do for you. We put the cardboard in there in the spring last year, and we still don't have any. We can actually go in there and start planting. We don't have to do anything with that. And that's where we're going to try to get to on everything. We got a lot of stuff to clean up. I got a lot of stuff to do. But there's your proof that the cardboard method works. Just make sure you pull the tape off and try not to use anything that has a whole lot of ink in there. If you don't have cardboard, I try to stay away from newspaper as much as possible, just for the fact because of that ink being on there. But egg cartons, cardboard egg cartons is another really good one to use, and that's actually allows some air to get in there and help that process break a little bit better. So guys, I hope this helps you with some of the composting and how we do stuff, and enable you to get vegetables that grow and to the size that you want, and that way you have less plants, more produce. So guys, thanks for watching. You guys all take care. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.
Leaving this place, the sun's about to break. You're riding shotgun, the feeling we chase. I'm wide awake, take me away now. 'Cause I won't go down the same old path again now. No, I've been running out of air, so let me catch my breath. The feeling I've got's making me crazy. If I'm having a good time, don't you blame me. Yeah, this feeling I've got's making me crazy, making me crazy. So I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. Is ours now. The road never ends. It's me and my friends. These are the good times. And I'm feeling like I could go on forever. And I've been running out of air, so let me catch my breath. The feeling I've got's making me crazy. If I'm having a good time, don't you blame me. Yeah, this feeling I've got's making me crazy, making me crazy. Yeah, this feeling I've got's making me crazy, making me crazy. So I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. future is ours now. The road never ends. It's me and my friends. These are the good times. And I'm feeling like I could go on forever. And I've been running out of air, so let me catch my breath. The feeling I've got's making me crazy. If I'm having a good time, don't you blame me. Yeah, this feeling I've got's making me crazy, making me crazy. So I'm just gonna drive, drive, drive. I'm just gonna drive, drive, drive. I'm just gonna drive, drive. I'm just gonna drive, drive, drive.